Today I am going to talk about the electronics we are bringing with us on trail. This is a little ditty bag. It's made by Six Moon Designs. This is large enough to hold every electronic component that we will need on the trail. All of our chargers for various items, our spare batteries, when we are in town or not needing things like our camera and our Garmin InReach satellite tracking device, that will go in here as well. So let me open it up here and we'll get right to it. This is everything that was inside of that Six Moon Designs bag. Everything we need for electronics for the trail. I'll just show you real quick what we have here, then I'll bring them forward and go over them one by one. Directly in the back is the GoPro spare batteries. I actually have a few more spare batteries coming. And the charger for it. You can charge two at once. I'm using the GoPro Hero 7 Black right now, not pictured, and it is mounted on an UltraPod tripod, which is also a handheld selfie stick style mount, which allows me to hold the camera comfortably. To the right of that is our Garmin InReach Explorer Plus. That is our satellite communication device and tracker. Over here we have, and we're on the fence about this, it weighs nearly 6 ounces. This is a selfie stick for our cell phones. We're using iPhones. It's a Bluetooth device, so you can remove that remote in front and use it from a distance if you wanted to. It's a tripod. It extends about 1.5 feet tall. So we're on the fence with this. I'll go over a little more of it with it when we get to that point. But just for the weight, we're not sure if we want to bring that or not. This is the RAVPower hub and the 2 terabyte SanDisk hard drive, along with the Lexar SD card reader, micro SD card reader. These allow me to transfer the videos from the GoPro to the phone, do my editing, and then back them up onto this hard drive so I don't have to keep multiple SD cards with me. Next is an Anker 4-port charging cube. Will allow us to charge up to 4 devices at a time. 2 iPhone charging cubes and various cables for things like our Nitecore headlamps, the iPhone chargers. There'll be one more iPhone charging cord in here. This will allow us to charge multiple devices at once if we need. Over here we have our Anker batteries. And these are just miscellaneous items that will be in the ditty bag to aid with editing videos. And this is a stick pick if we wanted to put a camera on the end of our hiking pole. So let's go over each piece individually. These are all the GoPro accessories. I just weighed the camera itself and the tripod. The total for this entire unit that you aren't seeing is 7.3 ounces. That's a total weight for what I'm going to be holding in my hand filming throughout the day. Each battery here weighs a whopping 0.9. There's 3 of them. One in the camera is 4. I've got 2 more coming. The dual charger is 2.2. And for those of you that really care about counting ounces with us, the charging cord is 0.6. So this is everything we need to use the GoPro to film the videos on trail, plus the camera and tripod that I have here. Let's move on to the next component. This is the Garmin InReach Explorer Plus. We opted to go with the larger version here over the Mini for a few reasons. One, the battery life was it was double what the Mini was. This has 100 hours of battery life. The Mini only has 50. They both do the same thing. They both have the SOS feature. They both have satellite tracking. You can communicate via the device with both of them. This one with the screen, it's a display screen, so you can use this device with the buttons down here to text or send a message, or you can pair it with your phone and use your phone as the keyboard to text. The Mini does not have this option to text right from the unit. Let's see, this also comes with preloaded maps. I believe the Mini did not. And this also has a digital compass, an altimeter, and you know, a way to track your speed. The Mini did not. That's part of the reason why we opted to go with the larger version, even though it is a little bigger and heavier. So let's get the weight on this here. The weight for the Garmin InReach. We've got 8.5 ounces. And the charging cord, for those of you counting ounces with us, we have 1.1 for the cord. With the extended battery life on this, it's, you know, we don't expect to have to charge this much when we are on trail. We've been using it, practicing with it over the last few months, and I have not charged it since I charged it the very first time. We've been using it for 2 hours at a time, tracking back and forth from Ritzville to Ellensburg, and I've not had to charge the battery again. It's been, well, let's see what the battery life says here real quick. Turn it on. Turn on. 73%. So we're still at 73% battery, and I've not charged it since the first charge. So it has really good battery life. What else can I talk about the Garmin? Yeah, there's a subscription, so you have to pay for a subscription to utilize all of the features of it. So we have a year subscription on that. This will allow us to share with family and friends that we choose our exact location in real time. When we do our videos from trail, they're going to be delayed by a couple weeks for various reasons. One of those being safety. So that's the Garmin. Let's move on to the next device. This is how we will charge everything while we are on trail. These are portable battery banks. These are made by Anker, A-N-K-E-R. This is the 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It has one charging port. So you plug your USB in here and then whatever you want to charge on the other end, and this is to charge the device. They both have, that one is nearly dead, I need to charge that one. They both have power indicators, so when all four are lit up, it's fully charged and ready to go, and then they dwindle down as you use them. This one is the 20,100 milliamp hour battery bank. It has two charging ports. We can charge two items at the same time. And this is how you charge the device right here. Let's see what both of these weigh. The 20,000 milliamp hour battery weighs 12.5 ounces. And the 10,000 milliamp hour battery is 6.2. We're taking two of these because both of us have devices we need to keep charged. If it were just one of us going, they make an in-between size. The 10 and the 20, I think there's a 12,000 milliamp hour. If it were just one of us going, we would do an in-between size and just take one battery. But with both of us having to charge all of our devices, we opted to bring two of the battery banks. A little bit of extra weight, but good peace of mind to know that we won't be dead in the water when we're, you know, 1,000 miles into the trail somewhere, and we can't charge our cell phones or our headlamps or things that are important. So those are our batteries. Let's move on to another component. This represents everything we will need on trail to transfer videos from the GoPro to our cell phones for editing, and then taking the videos and pictures from our cell phones and saving them by transferring them to a hard drive. This is a SanDisk 2 terabyte hard drive that we can connect to this RAV Power hub right here and download everything from our phone and or from a little micro SD card just onto that 2 terabyte drive, so we don't have to carry around multiple micro SD cards with us while we're on trail. The SanDisk 2 terabyte hard drive, very thin, very lightweight. This unit alone is 1.4 ounces. And when you add the cord with it, it's 2 ounces. So it's a very lightweight option. This is also water resistant. It's a pretty cool device here. It's rubberized on the back here and the sides. It's sealed really well. Really a durable device. And 2 terabytes will be more than enough memory, we're hoping, for us for 6 months on the trail. So this is where we will store every photo and every video that we take while we're out there. So that's that part. This is a Lexar SD card reader, micro SD card reader. We take the micro SD card from the GoPro, plug it into here, and put this into our phones, and via a Lexar app, we download the contents from the card to our phones, and that allows us to edit all of our videos in the field on our phones. So we can be in our tents at night, or sitting having lunch during the day, and we can do a little editing. We don't have to wait till we get into town and do 5 days worth of video editing. So this allows us to transfer from the card to the phone. It also allows us to transfer from the phone to the card. So if we have a bunch of photos that we've taken on our phones, we can transfer to the card. That card can then be plugged into, with all our photos and videos on it, can be plugged into this RAV Power Hub. This does a lot more than just transfer video. This acts as a router. It's its own power supply. It has a 6700 milliamp hour battery in it, so we can charge from this. Let me open up the bottom of this here. It's a little tough to open that up. Let me use a little. So we can use this as an extra charger if we need. So the center port here is where you charge this device. USB is where you would, plug in your anything you want, a thumb drive, or in our case, this SanDisk 2 terabyte hard drive. This plugs into here, and then you pop in your micro SD card. It's just an SD slot, so you need an adapter for that. And you can either transfer directly from the card to the hard drive, whatever's plugged into the port here, or you can do it wirelessly. So if we're in town and we have Wi-Fi, we can go wirelessly from our phone directly through this into the hard drive. So there's that option as well. It took us a while to figure this out. We've been around and around on things, trying to make various items work. There's options out there where you attach this to another hub, which requires power, which means you need your external power banks plugged into that, and then you have to plug in cards and other sticks, other devices, plug your phone into it. So you have this big octopus of things going on just so you can transfer video and pictures back and forth between the phone and the camera SD card, and then your hard drive. So this was the best option we found so far. I'm still testing it out. I think it works beautifully. Hopefully this is it. So we already did the weight on the SanDisk 2 terabyte drive. This RAV Power port has a little bit of weight to it. I think it's 6-ish ounces. So almost 6.7 ounces. With its charger cord, 7.2. But it is one unit to allow us to do many things. It has its own power. It does not require an external power source. We're thinking this is going to be the gem. This is the item we're still questioning whether or not we're going to bring it. This is a selfie stick. It has a remote control. Let me open this up here for you. This remote comes out to allow you to connect to your phone, or like our iPhones, and just click a picture, start a video, stop a video. It's a great piece of equipment. It stands up. You've got to a foot or better of height on this once it's fully extended, and it does hold the phone in here really well. This is a strong gripping point here. So it weighs 5 ounces, 5.2 plus the charger, 5.7 ounces for the whole thing. You know, we could do without the charger. This is just a standard USB cable. But 5 ounces, we're on the fence about bringing it. I don't even know if we'll need to have that option to take pictures on our phones with a selfie stick, or if we'll just, I don't know. It's in our bag for now. We'll see if we bring it or not. We might bring it and send it home if we don't use it, but it's nice to know we have it as an option. Next thing we have is a mix of wall plugins, cords. We're gonna bring, like I mentioned before, this is the Anker charging cube. It allows for 4 things to be charged at once. So we could be charging on our iPhone cubes, we could be charging our iPhones and 4 other devices if we needed to when we're in town. Just get everything charged at once and real quick. This has a quick charge port here. We're definitely bringing, you know, cords so we can both charge our headlamps at the same time if we need, and we can both charge our phones if we need. There'll be another iPhone cord coming. These are just various cords. These are like, you know, they're Anker brand, so if we have to charge our battery banks, just so we have an option to charge multiple things at once. So we're not just limited to having, okay, well, we're going to charge our phones and then we're going to have to charge the battery banks or whatnot. Just as an option. So let's see what all of this weighs here. The Anker charging cube here. That's 4.8 ounces. Let's add in the iPhone cubes, because that is everything that will need to be plugged into the wall to charge things. That's 6.6 total. And then all of the cords, we're going to also have, now I know everything else has their own cords kind of with them. These are just random cords. 4.2, there'll be 1 more iPhone charging cord that's not here. So we're looking at 5 ounces worth of cords in there as well. Again, this is probably something where we need to visit again and again and again and again and see if all of this is necessary, or if we can bring just minimal cords and have, you know, use 1 cord for, say, 2 or 3 things as opposed to everything having their own. But I really like the idea, especially, say, with our headlamps, of each having our own cord to charge. I don't know. We'll kind of revisit that again, but this is everything we need to plug into a wall to charge our devices. These are a few miscellaneous things that will stay in the electronics ditty bag. The stick pick here, this is kind of a cool little device. If we wanted to put the GoPro, say, on the end of our trekking pole to get a little distance from us as we're walking down the trail, this will just go on the end of our trekking pole. And then this is a standard mount, standard thread to attach the GoPro to that. That little guy doesn't even register on the scale. That little guy, oh, there we go, weighs 0.4 ounces. I thought there's no way that weighs nothing. Everything weighs something. So that's 0.4 ounces for the stick pick. This is a stylus that I just got recently. It really comes in handy when editing on my phone, you know, for getting, you know, pinpointing an area of a video, or if I wanted to, you know, use a little slider bar back and forth to get a specific setting I need. So this comes in real handy. Let's see what that guy weighs. That's 0.8. So I probably will bring this, just because especially if like my fingers are cold and I can't, you know, get the right spot on my phone screen. This comes in handy. It also has this end here is a stylus as well. If you didn't need the specific points, that's also good for touchscreens. And then, because I have reached the age where I need reading glasses, I've got a nice foldable pair of cheaters. These just open up real nicely like this. The arms pull out like that. And boom, you've got some cheaters. They're really comfortable. I'm wearing a pair right now. We've bought, Sherry and I both, we've bought several of these just to use daily. They're great glasses, and they fold up nice and small and compact. They go into this nice hard case. It has a magnetic closure, which is not easy to open. Let's see what this weighs. I haven't even weighed these before. That whole thing weighs 1.2 ounces. So this is just little extra things going into the ditty bag. I'm trying to think of anything else that I may have forgotten to add here. I think that's about it. So let me put it all back into the bag, and I'll put the whole thing on the scale. I'll add the camera to it, and I'll get the total weight for the ditty bag. It's going to weigh a lot. So the total weight of the ditty bag with every electronic component in there, including the GoPro, is 4 pounds, 8.2 ounces. That's rather heavy. If we remove the GoPro and the UltraPod tripod, and also remove the Garmin, that takes a pound off of it, so it's 3 pounds, 8.3 ounces. One thing I forgot to mention is that every piece of equipment in here will be in its own, let me undo this here real quick, will be in its own Ziploc bag. The Six Moon Designs bag is not waterproof. It has taped seams, so you know, it's water resistant, but it's not a waterproof bag. So every item in here will be in its own Ziploc bag. And then this will also be at a place in the pack where we can keep it dry. It won't be in the compactor bag, but wherever we put it in our bag, we'll make sure that it is, if it does rain, it will be covered by the pack cover and or our umbrella or poncho, whatever we're using for rain protection. So there's our electronics. Talking with Sherry about this too, with the weight, we might split some things up. You know, she might carry one of the batteries. You know, maybe some of the charging cords. You know, I'm kind of the person, I like everything. I like things with like things. So I'm more comfortable knowing that every piece of electronic equipment that we need is in one place instead of spread out in between two packs. So I don't know. We'll see how the backpacks all come together when we do our final pack out. And this is very fluid. You know, everything here could change 100 miles into the hike, 500 miles into the hike. We don't know. We've never done a through hike before. So this is what we have now. This is what we're leaving with. This is what we think we need to make it all happen and all work. Thanks a bunch for watching. We appreciate all your comments and your support. Go ahead and like the videos, subscribe to the channel. That helps us out a lot. And we'll come back to you soon with some more gear videos. Thanks a bunch.